here on your Wednesday night. You could be doing a lot of other things, but we love the fact that you're able to join with us on Freaky Fast Broadcasting as we take a look at our
valve lash
for tonight's Iowa.
Gonna lash you with his valves.
Larry Yingling in the 67 going to be taking the pole. Second place in that front row will be Benjamin Nelson.
Little Iowa here. Start of
starting in third with Anthony.
playoff round 2.
Fifth, we find the 3 machine of Brian Kelly. Chris Stitz in 6th in the 17.
Restream.
7th is the 11 of John Forbes. Douglas Newbigin starting in 8th.
I meant to say, I was looking at Restream,
Repeat in the spotter stand.
I meant to say repeat.
8 machine.
I looked up and saw Restream. I was like, oh no, I said the wrong thing.
Shane Therian and P12 going to be Ken
Repeat.
Campbell. 13th going to be Brian P. Johnson and Bryson Hicksonbaugh alongside him. 14th. 15th.
Yeah, I'll be there in the rain.
And 16th going to be Cedric Hunter. 17th.
How about you?
18th going to be Brad Delph and Christopher Norris. We're rolling off on P19 and P20.
Alrighty.
Crawford and Brian Noel. And then Ollie Passaic in 21st. James Kaufman in 22nd. Joshua Corner in 23rd. Cody Reed in 24th.
I'm not sure if they're going to run the switchback layout or the regular layout, though.
A lot of work starting.
Last time it rained, they switched to the regular layout.
Drivers are set and ready to get themselves prepared for this race here at Iowa. 150 laps, but you know, Justin, you brought up the fact that tires, they're going to be slipping and sliding.
Track temps come down to 75, 72 air.
Immediately for the start of going for the
Sun is setting.
race into a one-stop, maybe
Brian is rising.
stop run here this evening. With this race,
The win is forthcoming.
laps, it really leaves this race completely wide open on what they're looking for.
It really does. This race.
Hey, Ken, thanks.
Green, like you said, it could be over in a hurry.
Thanks for the info on Trackhouse thing.
He's really got
It's interesting.
Make sure he's able to get up there and get those spots. But if you do get cautions for a driver starting in the back, do you start taking those tires early, Sam, using those sets up, knowing that there's not that many laps. If this race does stay green, get out there, get that fresh rubber, try and gain all.
Oh, let's hope it goes good here.
It's going to be really interesting, but right now it's going to be a really.
I just don't want to wreck.
with these drivers on
Why is it
Don't
showing
wanna
lap 2 already?
Benjamin Nelson. It's going to be really interesting watching these two get this restart.
Pace lap number 2.
Drivers in the back to watch out for. 16th
I didn't think
runner of Cedric Hunter.
the pace lap counted though.
Get ready.
I think it'll reset here once it goes green.
Yeah, I hope so.
Reed starting all the way back in last. Those are your drivers that are inside of the
All right, buddy.
11 in the playoffs.
Let's get ready to go.
All right, man,
Pace
take it
car
easy.
gonna go
Yeah.
ahead, pull off. There it goes.
Front, Larry
Here we go.
Benjamin Nelson, who will find themselves leading.
Go, go, go.
One. And how will this field be able to tackle the start of this race? Let's find out as the Iowa 150 is underway as a start of round of 11.
53 looking inside, left rear. You're going to have the run off the corner, a little bit of momentum. There you go, all clear low.
And get back on the throttle. We're going to be seeing how well can they tackle for themselves off the exit of the corner. Also update, Douglas Newbigin will be starting in pit road, but up front, it's already Nelson trying to take the front back as
A little bit of looseness behind you.
wide, but the 79 will lead lap 1.
79 gets that first lap, gets out there and gets that point.
Clear up.
Your Holster going to slide in behind him on second place, but it looks like he's going to maybe try and make a move to the outside.
15 charging hard down low, not yet to your quarter.
You can see Sam.
Hold on to it, good job.
Little grooves, they fail.
Yeah, almost lost it there.
High, running down low. You're going to see drivers
Saw ya, you're good.
make it really fun for
17 low.
all this race.
On the bottom, on the line.
Searching for where they're going to feel the most comfortable is
Clear
Brian
low,
McCann,
clear low.
Chris Stitz, and
Clear.
side by side with one another, trying to see who's going to be taking this 7th place position. Right now, McCann feeling comfortable on the outside and will be able to slot himself in front.
Yeah,
Looking really, really solid.
Bigger mover so far already up 3 positions from where he started here tonight and trying to grab another spot that looks to be seeing the 8 machine willing to grab these spots immediately for himself.
Willing to grab those spots, and he's doing it up high in that 3rd and 4th corner. He seems like he's
Great momentum, Brian.
Yeah, one
these drivers
inside.
seem to have migrated down to the bottom.
Still there.
You see right here,
One inside, door.
the 4th lane up there. He's going to try and get alongside Zach Hall coming out of the corner. He's going to do it. Gets so close to that wall, but it will stay up.
You are clear, Zach. Great job.
Another spot here going off into turn 1.
Able to keep that nose ahead.
I'm surprised more people ain't up high. What am I not knowing here?
Can willing to use his grip at the current moment. What is it worth it? 5 laps in.
It feels damn good up here.
If this is where you practiced, you're doing great.
Quickly deeper in the field. It's Brian Noel in the 77. He's in back in 15. But there's a gaggle of cars back there of playoff drivers trying to move their way forward. Cedric Hunter predict.
They may just be saving.
Those are the drivers I just noted on a watch out. They're going to try to move forward as quickly as possible. They were all just running the outside, trying to power their way through past the 77, who is one of our bigger movers right now.
It seems like this outside line, seems like these drivers are able.
1 and 2 are down on the yellow line. 3 is up high, and you can see where the guys right in front of you are.
Right now, these guys are making it work on the outside, but will they pay the price longer in this run, especially if we stay green? Will we see some fall off from abusing the tires by potentially running a little bit harder up there? It's something we're definitely going to keep an eye on. But I want to talk about Zach Hall. He's back to 9th position. We know he's a driver that saves tires. He had a great qualifying run starting up there in 3rd, but he chose to maybe take it easy in the beginning here as he falls back to 10th now. One driver we definitely have to keep an eye on.
Trying to find his way forward. Winner from last week. Sadly, we weren't able to.
Who was that other driver up high?
That's for the 32
in front of me.
P3, it's Anthony Gaudio.
lane, and finally say that he's a winner in the WSSR this season, and doing it in the playoffs was such a power move.
He is
He's worked out.
no threat on points whatsoever. He's back in P18.
Justin, during qualifying, of if this field could get spread out, a long green flag run was looking very promising, and up front we're starting to see a lot more spacing. Still deeper in the field, there's a little bit more packed up action going on around 13th on back, but at this moment, if we continue to race like this field,
Points leader right now is sitting P2.
9 laps into this race.
I think that definitely has to calm the driver's nerves, knowing that we're starting to see a little bit of spread out. Like you mentioned, there are some cars still close together. Right here, we got the 63-52 battling hard. But if it does get spread out pretty quick like we were expecting, that could lead into a long green flag run. And then you're going to have to go into strategy about when do you pit, when do you get the tires. But right now, being lap 10, we're still a little bit early here. We've got a nice battle here, 2x2 with these cars, all trying to gain position. One of those drivers being Cody Reed, who needs every point he can tonight.
Cody Reed able to make the playoffs, hoping that a Cinderella story will continue on in this playoff run. As Bryson Hixenbaugh will stay on the bottom, 63. This kind of a abnormal start to see from Bryson. We've seen him be so dominant up
Faster than the cars around you, 3 of the last 5 laps.
in the middle of the season, and at this current time, 63 machine is just in, it looks like a waiting mode. Not really trying to push any speed at this moment in time, and willing to just wait it out, as these drivers currently about a half a second off of their fastest time they put down currently for the whole entire field, just being 13 laps in. A tire drop off immediately being shown so far. It's in the wall. Looks to be Cody Reed or the 77, as there were some very aggressive bumps in that puff of smoke.
You and the leader are running very, very similar laps.
Close that outside wall, but they look to still be powering forward even with that puff of smoke to happen.
Puff of smoke coming out of those cars. Definitely someone got up into the wall, but like you mentioned, not too much damage, so hopefully they're able to get their race going, no problem. Did want to make note that it looked like Larry England was able to get by Benjamin Nelson. I think Nelson got that first lap led, but I think England was able to get back by him. Right now, 6 car looking to get under the 24, not able to do it coming out of the corner. He's going to go lower, though. This is what we're seeing.
Everybody inside the top 10 are running 6s and 7s.
Back to the bottom, trying now to get around to 99, not able to carry that momentum down the front straightaway. Sam coming out of that turn very hard. As you see him now get up into the wall.
Getting into that outside wall. Again, these straightaways are not completely straight. There's that slight bend. The outside wall can kind of sneak up on you if you're not careful. As Cameron's starting on the 99, it's a little wobbly off the exit of the corner, but Oli Fonseca trying to power his way forward on the outside and able to get to the outside quarter panel. They'll drag race their way through the front stretch, and again, careful of that outside wall. Oli's a little bit more conservative as he drops down to that second groove. The 24 of Oli Fonseca, I mean, it's going to be heartbreaking for himself and the 11 of John Forbes, both missing out on moving forward in the playoffs, being eliminated after last week's race. And for Oli Fonseca, it's been documented multiple times. Usually it's been on Monday night in the ISRC Truck Series.
Brian Johnson's starting to make up a little bit of time behind you.
Missing out on advancing in the playoffs, and it happening again.
What line is he running?
In a different
He's second grooving up.
24, and tonight hoping to be a little bit of a tone center for the rest of the season. Of hey, maybe we didn't get into the playoffs and move as far as we wanted to, but now we're going to show out and prove, hey, we're a driver still to watch out for with when next season rolls around. As we move up to 10th place, here's a great battle. Christopher Wade, Shane Tarian going to be battling.
He's getting that left front right on that line, going through 3 and 4.
He's going to have that outside line.
And in 1 and 2,
Shane Tarian's going to slide up.
just about the same.
Right there, Sam. That's so hard to do coming out of that corner.
Dipping a little bit below the first groove, but not much.
From not spinning out on you. SEC down to 9 and actually going to get really high going into that corner, but able to keep the car back under him. Not sure if we'll see guys run that high up in turns 1 and 2. In 3 and 4, I'm expecting definitely to see it, but that was really interesting as he's going to go really high now in 3 and 4. Definitely trying the outside line here.
There's been a couple of drivers willing to work that third lane on both sides of the racetrack. Well, another driver that has been working that outside groove with Shane Tarian. You're seeing Christopher Wade attempting his chance up there, but drivers that are inside of our top 5, Anthony Gaudio, as well as Ryan Kelly, see John Forbes. A lot of the front runners really searching higher in the grooves. Our front 2 drivers continue to run that bottom to the yellow line, sometimes that second groove for themselves, but everyone else behind our front 2, they're searching for that extra speed on top of top.
P2's decided to go to the high side.
One moving to the front. And right now, it looks like this might be the 29 and the 3 machines. They're really starting to move forward. But as they say that, John Forbes also, he looks like he's starting to get into this picture. Now we're starting to see the top 6 drivers all be in the same picture. We talked about it spreading out, Sam. It looks like it's doing the opposite. It looks like these 6 all want to.
You and Johnson are very similar now.
The tire warehouse.
Guy right behind you.
Pretty dramatically, these drivers around a second off of what their fastest lap time was, and could be a factor of our front 2. Maybe they pulled away a little bit quicker than some expected. As we take a look at the weather, this is perfect conditions for the field to really protect their tire wear, as the air temperature means 71 degrees Fahrenheit. Track temp just
You got the leader down to 1.1 seconds. You had him at 2 seconds before.
5 up to 10. We'll see if it hits that 10 marker at any moment here tonight. Wind direction is staying stable, so these drivers have.
I think the leader might have burnt them up.
To know how their vehicles should fluctuate if the wind ever ramps up. Up front,
Interesting.
6 drivers all within a second of one another.
Battle for the lead.
Nelson recognizing, okay, these guys are catching up. Let's try the outside lane a little bit more.
As you say that, the 3 car is going to dive to the inside of Anthony Gaudio here. Use the inside line, and you get a great view of our battle for the lead up front. As you see, the 67 is going to still stay to the outside.
That's going to stack everything up.
Maybe get that lap left, but Nelson fighting hard on the inside as now we're on board with Anthony Gaudio. He's going to run way up there, like you said. Look at this, turns 1 and 2. Driver running way up in the 3rd lane, getting that power down. You can see the momentum that he's able to gain coming down the straightaway. Anthony Gaudio trying to get to the lead, but the rest of these drivers are all trying to get back up there too, Sam. We're going to have a great battle here between all these 5-6 cars up front.
Top 6 drivers, you can put a blanket over them without
3 low.
He's
He's all the way down on the yellow line, watching up to you.
seeing right now in
About a groove between you 2.
speed. Some have moved up 1 groove, others have been running the top. Some
He's all the way down again.
grooves from where they
You're going to have him off the corner.
3 laps ago.
Clear low. Good job.
Search and run as quickly as you can.
Up 5 spots, working lap 27.
It's really advancing forward at this current moment as he's trying to pressure Anthony Gaudio for 3rd place. This is the first time Gaudio's had anyone really pressuring the 29 so far tonight, as he's been trying to slowly march back to the battle for the lead.
The 11 trying to get underneath the 29. I feel like it was about 2 laps ago we thought the 3 car was trying to get underneath the 29 when we were on board, and now look at that, the 3 has dropped back to 6. So we're seeing that these drivers are able to definitely pass at this track. Is putting on great racing with these multiple grooves. As Ryan Kelly looks to fade back a little bit here, maybe just got down there, heated his tires up a spec. He's gonna have to cool them down, regroup, because we seem like we might have a long run here as we're now 30 laps into this race.
Seeing John Forbes
I wonder if Kelly backed off to do a fuel run.
where to place his vehicle as he's looking to see if anyone's
Because he just let me by.
instead will follow in line with Anthony Gaudio, but you see
Yeah, he definitely didn't let it eat up to the wall.
they are keeping their foot in the throttle, but they recognize at any moment this thing could snap away if you're not careful.
Any moment, as you see right there, he really had to turn back to the right. The car started getting a little sideways coming out of the corner, just rubbing on these tires so much. As you see Benjamin Nelson really riding the wall up there. Seems like these drivers now have really started to migrate up the track.
Wouldn't it be late in the run, though, to try to save?
As I say that, though,
You can save a little bit over a long period.
I'm trying to get around the 67, but
Yeah, these turns are pretty
where do you find that grip? Every lap.
sweeping.
Sam, one thing, the sun starting to go down. It's going to cool this track maybe a little bit. Maybe these drivers will be able to find some more grip.
maybe a degree or two, as we're 30 laps in the books here at Iowa. And still the true battle for the lead is Larry Yingling and Benjamin Nelson, but Anthony Gotti.
How's Brian Johnson looking behind me?
That was probably his best race so far.
Let's see, he's got about 2 or 3 tenths behind Kelly, and Ken Campbell's a good 5 or 6 car lengths behind him
here tonight, as he's back in 8th place.
He's still running that consistent line.
He's trying to catch up slowly to this front pack.
Not really altering much. Let's see, down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4.
It's also starting to close in.
Getting that left front. Jeez, it looks like it might be getting a little tight. He kind of missed the line that time, but it still looks pretty good.
3.
Just a complete drop-off. It was really weird how that happened. Maybe he felt something. Maybe he thought, hey, you know what, it's still a little bit early in this race, early in this run. If they want to get to lap 75 to do a one-stop, like you mentioned at the top of the show here, he's going to have to make sure he gets those tires to last to lap 75. So maybe a little bit of strategy in that 3 car's mind. But another driver, in addition to Ken Campbell, that you mentioned, that's starting to slowly gain back track position. Zach Hall, he was dropped back to 11th, started 3rd, dropped back to 11th. He was 4th.
You're actually doing better than you did in practice. In practice, you didn't hit your first 24, or you hit your first 24 on lap 20.
0.6 seconds.
You actually didn't hit your first 24 here until lap 27, so you're doing really well.
Played it right by saving early.
Is your race analysis again tonight. 150 laps. These drivers have a total of 6 sets. 5 sets of tires that are going to be in pit road. They start the race off with one of those 6. And then their pit window, 73 to 75 laps. We're expecting some of these drivers to aim for the 1-stop. But who might risk it to go for a 3-stop strategy? If they're going aiming for a 3-stop strategy, they're going to be thinking about pit road around lap 50, maybe even 40. Trying to go with a little bit of a slightly earlier stop, but the field continues to roar on. As take a look here at Cody Reed trying to make his way forward in the 52, pulling away.
Can you calculate from this point forward how many laps I need to save to make it to 75?
Was one of the lead drivers.
To 75? Yeah.
He's kind of stalled out at 16th place, and right where he qualified is where he runs.
That happens sometimes. You think you're going to make the positions up, and then before you know it, you're not able to. We've all been there, but he definitely can get it going. It's a long race still. Got to get up there, though, to get those points, and maybe those 2 pink cars will be in the front before you know it.
Here's taking a look at the drivers battling for 20th, 23rd, and 24th. As Douglas Newbiggie, who started on pit road, slowly starting to catch up to his competition. That's back in
Find my calculator.
place spot. James Kaufman and Joshua Corner trying to do his best to move forward, but they are just pedaling at this moment, about a half a track back from our leaders. So if we stay clean and green, by the time that we maybe see pit stops, our leader might be catching up the lap traffic. But here's some other great battles that are going on course, as we see the 74 of Nick Crawford. One of our biggest movers right now here tonight, up 8 spots, is the 74 in 11th place, as he's trying to figure out how to get by Shane Terrian in the 9 machine, as well as bring along Chris Stinson 17.
Got to get to the front. That's the goal for Nick Crawford tonight. Able to get into the next round via that tiebreaker. He's got to show everything he can, trying to get into the next final round to be one of our top 6 drivers.
Right now, you've got enough for 71 laps.
Back to Texas, he was able to get the job done there. So it could be a driver to watch out. But right now, up front,
so you need, say, 4 laps.
No change up there. But Nick Crawford running in 11th after starting 19th. That's 8 positions gained. He's moving forward.
Moving forward and trying to continue on their way. It's Ken Campbell talking about how well he's been running here tonight. Qualified.
I think that's what it'll be.
7.
Or you think some might come down on maybe 50 or 60 to get back down into the 23s.
Competing with the speed of our leader, Larry Yingling, and
not sure.
We gotta give huge credits to that 15 machine. But
just wanted to test it.
Ahead of him, we find Anthony Gaudio. He's given up position to the 11th of John Forbes. The 4th now is Anthony Gaudio, but it's 29.
No, I don't have enough.
This race of the season. Currently, right now, this has been impressive.
I would have to drop off big time
during practice sessions, and it's finally translated to race pace here tonight at Iowa.
He's up front, which is key for him. Maybe able to survive any restarts if we do have them. Like you said, he's had great speed.
So that means all the cars in front of me are the It's the same strategy.
Really strong speed into practice. It just hasn't carried over to.
So as long as there's not a lot of other people on the fuel strap,
Get it done.
maybe Ryan's the only one.
He's up to third at one point.
That should be all right.
On lap 43, still hanging right there within a second and a half of these leaders, showing that he has the long run speed.
I would imagine he's gonna lose a lot of track time.
And this, when this race is over.
Yeah,
That was Brian.
the big risk too. He's going to be.
Going to place himself to get by the 29. We continue to stay clean and green, but if drivers are thinking about making that hard decision of maybe turning this race into a stop, we're about to be entering that window. I'm curious, Justin, in this stage of the race, we're seeing a lot of our front runners. We have our top 9 all within 3 seconds of one another. That's where Zach Hall runs.
He's going to make you burn up your right front, Brian.
Do any of these?
I don't know if I'm going to be able to get around this guy unless he makes a mistake.
I feel like maybe they're in a good spot to just continue pushing forward to turn this race into a one-stop.
As he gets the run off here.
If someone does
Drag race off.
I mean, to go from lap 50 to lap 75, 25 more laps on tires, the way the track has slowed down and the pace has dropped off, you really could gain a lot of time by going in. And also,
This is such a big run off the top.
those next 50 laps, knowing that you're going to be pitting again at lap 100. So, and maybe some guys would try it. I think the biggest risk is it being a small track and going potentially 2 laps down. But you're definitely going to go 1 lap down.
That sucks too.
Down, that might be really hard. You won't get the wave around. Yeah, but the way this
Let's see, Gaudio.
drivers need to try it because
And he's not even in the points battle.
like we're not really seeing that. There might be
Everybody behind me is catching me too.
each giving each other room. They're spread out. If it does stay green, it could be something. I think if you're running in maybe 8th, 10th, 12th position.
Kelly's down on the yellow line.
Different risky calls. Who will think about setting it, especially with this being the first race of the round of 11. There's 11 drivers. Does anyone really want to throw away, kind of go with the Hail Mary just for the first race and not go for the gamble in race 2? As Ken Campbell is finally caught up. That 15 has been a hard charger and now in a position to try to grab 3 more positions to slot himself into the 4th place spot.
There you go. You got a drag race all the way in.
Down and to the inside. Right now that 8 machine is looking quick, but yet to really find this momentum.
Come on.
Yet, as Anthony Gaudio stays high, that's where he's been running all
3's behind both of you.
Ken Campbell, he's found a groove, but all the drivers in front of him are running that same exact line. He's gonna have to find a different spot to go into.
He's going to have to, especially with 3 cars in front of him. But if he can get around these 3 cars in the next couple laps, he may have a chance to run down our top 2 because he's fast. He's able to get through.
Was that the point? I got to pit this time.
So hard to pass here. Are you able to pass without using the tires?
Pit this lap.
It looks like the 3 car is going to pit. Looks like he's going to be our driver is going to do the 50 and the 100.
I did not practice pit.
Cody Reed pitted a lap prior. Now this lap, we're going to be seeing Shane Terry and Nick Crawford, Ryan Kelly into pit road to join the 52. We do have some takers for the 2-stop strategy.
Ooh, that was close.
And to hear over the radio if maybe any other drivers will
Yepper.
stop.
Good job.
Benjamin Nelson, was there a mistake? Did Nelson? Well, I'm curious on what happened. He lost so much time. Did he miss pit road? He did. The 79 missed pit road, and that is a massive loss because he's back.
Ben Nelson missed pit road.
When he can't enter pit road.
He missed it, Sam.
Good job.
I think and he looks like he might have got into Zach Hall when he came back on the track.
Lucky there because I did not practice that. Whoa.
Right in front of him.
I can definitely see how he missed it. He may not practice it either.
That out, but he definitely lost a lot of time.
All right, come on.
Definitely has down.
Don't speed.
Front fender.
Left front fender contact between the 32 and the 79.
All right, watch one line.
And we're going to be seeing here on the replay, just overshoots, goes too far.
One outside.
This road that'll
Clear up.
just blast forward, but he's running so fast, he's going to miss the entry of the corner, just goes up the track, smashes into Zach Hall, and Hall, just an innocent victim, gets hit by Benjamin Nelson, and Nelson takes off and starts rolling. And then we'll enter pit road again, and Zach Hall is now going to have to deal with that damage of just a car missing pit road. And that's going to be a frustrating thing for a winner from last week, knowing that I just went from keeping my car out of trouble to now dealing with damage.
Can you look to see what my tire wear was?
Absolutely.
Looks like 32 is aiming to stretch this race into a 1-stop.
I really hate that for Zach Hall because he was making up so
77 right front, 76 right rear, right on par, sir.
That time he lost just from that hiccup and sliding up high, but how much will damage hurt the handling of the car? that's something that's not going to be ideal.
95's on the left.
Maybe it's a couple seconds they can get it hammered out, but he can't sit at pit road too long and fix it, especially under these green conditions.
More drivers that have entered pit road. It's been a pretty equal split up of drivers that have entered pit road and those that have decided to stay out. Ryan Kelly is leading the drivers that already hit pit road for the 3. Brian McCann has also pitted. Nick Crawford, Ken Campbell, all drivers from 14th on back have entered pit road as linking issues for the 77 Brian.
You had a phenomenal entry on pit road, Brian. Great job.
This is the kind of chaotic motion of because there's 2 major different strategies being thrown out here with this green flag run is that we're going to have drivers on running a lot faster than those that have yet to pit. It is a 50 lap difference of tires. We're already seeing the major difference of those that are just cruising on by.
I saw another person miss it there. Whoever that was.
Bristol and NASCAR last week, the tires being so
Jorge Fonseca.
dramatic how fast they could be out there on these new tires, but eventually those tires are going to wear out, and these guys that have not pitted, they're going to have their tires and they're going to have their chance to get out there and get around all these guys. It's going to be really interesting to see what strategy does play out, but Larry England right now, he's choosing to stay out, going to go to lap 75 and try to make this a one-stop race, and John Forbes is going to be right behind him trying to get around him and maybe take the eventual lead.
John Forbes making it work on the outside as the lights click on, the drama ramps up. More drivers actually enter.
Ryan Kelly's going to take the lead, take over the lead. You're going to be P2.
Seka, Brad Delp, and also going to be Joshua Corner deciding to come into pit road. Kind of odd to see them pit this far after their window when we see other drivers aim for the 2-stop strategy, but hey, sometimes you just want that little bit of extra wiggle room to work with if you'd like to just go a little bit harder on this run or maybe the next to gain some quick speed. But right now it's still Larry England up front.
25 outside.
Brian P. Johnson for that position inside. I mean, I gotta say, Justin, that damage Zach collected after the contact between himself and Benjamin Nelson, it looks like it's hurting that 32.
The leader is going to be the car right in front of you.
At least a 10th, if not 2.
Very nice.
Than our top runners right now.
Yeah, there was a
Borat come out.
It was about a half a tenth of lap. He was
The leader did
he was 4.3 seconds. They moved down at about 2.5, 2.6. But now, Sam, look at that. It's back up to 4.4. But not only that, but Brian.
Where is Larry Yingling?
Zach
what happened to him?
20 laps ago, so I think the damage definitely hurt.
Yingling's actually leading right now.
Not sure.
Oh, okay, so he hadn't pitted.
Unless we get cautions, but he's going to have to hang.
No, he hasn't pit yet. Nope.
And get some carry over to next week.
Also, you brought up the
Is he in the points? Is he in the playoff? He might have got knocked out.
If you go in pit road, you're going to be at least one lap down, if not 2. That have pitted so far.
Yeah, he's 14th in the points. He was knocked out.
All right. He was a previous season champion.
Road, and they are all still 1 lap down. Brian.
Yeah, last week was horrible for him.
So back on the lead lap as he's just catching up to the tailpipes of Zach Hall and Brian P. Johnson. Those 2 drivers are in 4th and 5th. So if a caution flag was to come out, Brian Kelly would be the driver to get himself the lucky dog spot. But all those other drivers, they would have to take a wave around to get back in the lead lap.
Would have to take the wave around, and then they would not be able to pit, Sam. That would be the real big deal breaker. Taking that, the lucky dog, you're able to hit the wave around, not able to do it, so not able to get those new tires.
Definitely want this to go green for at least the next 11 laps.
Tires. So that's definitely something that would be not what these drivers want to see. Right now, though, we're about 10 laps away from the rest of the field pitting, so these drivers will be able to breathe a sigh of relief if they're able to get through these next 10.
Clear Zach Hall.
The lead is underway. Larry Yingling, John Forbes are up.
Right now, Ryan Kelly's in a lucky dog spot.
Traffic that has
your second car 1 lap down.
Delp's trying to figure out where to place this 6.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Battling for the lead, and Larry Yingling is able to defend for another lap. And John Forbes has been able to poke a nose going on the entry of the corners, but off the exit, the 11 just can't keep the pressure on. Just seems like the 11 is strong on the outside, but he's not able to really get the runs that he's hoping for. But with having lap traffic around them, this might be the window that Forbes is looking for, and he'll go straight.
29 outside. That's Gaudio.
Just a groove down below. And this could be the run to set up for the 11 to go for a pass, but he'll stay in line.
Clear up.
He's unable to keep himself in the throttle.
It is. Look at this view. You're seeing how
there you go.
Of the driving going on behind Larry Yingling. The 11's going to try and cut down below, put it in a corner, but not able to.
Gaudio is not yet pit.
Behind him. Look at this, getting so close to him. He's going to shoot back to the outside. Great view here. The 11's going to go up way high, trying to carry the momentum from out of this corner, but not.
Can you check to see the playoff contenders, what their strategies are and what the difference is? Are we all on my strategy or not? That's what we need to know.
Power down.
All right, let's take a look.
Get around him, yeah.
Because we don't care about those leaders.
For John Forbes
Right.
there, he was trying to go for a diamond corner there, where you kind of go trying to get to apex.
Other than I want my lap back.
Get your car straightened out as soon as possible, and then
Right.
jump to the driver ahead of you.
Brian Johnson, right now, he is P4 on track, P2 in points.
Corner in it, just
All right, so he's on the fuel.
Zach Hall is right in front of you.
gonna hit pit road. A lap.
I'm sorry, he's behind you in the 32, rather. John Forbes going down pit road right now.
Here. Oh, what a shocking event to see from John Forbes.
So there's a few out there.
Early pit stop, but maybe he knows something that we don't on fuel savings.
They didn't make it.
Too far out.
Let's
Not
see.
even radio that he's going to be coming into pit road.
No,
Yeah, they can't make it.
Drivers will-
that's why I was saying you weren't going to make it either.
Yeah, that's
No.
very interesting. We were.
You were going to be 4 laps short. There's no way.
We thought they would at least want to get to 75.
So as long as the wreck doesn't happen here,
Sam, maybe you mentioned maybe the speed was dropping off so much that they were able to save a couple laps, but still, that's so.
Anthony Ugadio just went down pit road.
John Forbes, how's he going to be able?
there we go.
I mean, it's going to be really close.
Got my lap back.
Yep, there goes Yingling.
Somehow, man.
That was the biggest risk of the race there, I think.
But I don't know. I would love to have at least gone 3 or 4 more laps to ensure that I can make it. But wow, not expecting that. That's definitely going to add a second strategy to us. We're going to have the drivers who might be a little short. The drivers are going to do 2 stops, and then definitely the drivers.
So Brian Johnson, Zach Hall, Cedric Hunter, Bryson Hicksonbaugh,
Yingling.
Ryan Noel, Cameron Sarton, and Doug Newbegin have not yet gone down pit road.
Hall's going to be in second.
looks
Cedric
like you're in the
Hunter in
top 10.
third. Nick
But-
Crawford having his battle right now.
You are right now
There's stops and
running P9.
we're going to see as this is battling currently for 12th.
And faster than Kelly.
Once this all cycles through, these drivers should be battling for
Yes, you are.
top 5 battle. And Benjamin Nelson trying to go again. Recovery run for the 79.
You've been faster than him 4 of the last 5 laps.
Ran into Zach Hall being back.
The last 2 laps, almost 2 tenths consecutively.
Has costed around 4 to 5 seconds for
Yeah,
Benjamin.
he's sped back up a little bit. I don't know what the problem was, but he found it.
Again, Larry Yingling, who's been dominating this race, he's led the most laps so far, will not make it to the halfway zone. And now we are left with just
Strategy-wise, just sitting right where I'm at and not even trying to pass him is probably the best.
window that we're looking for again. It's lap 75.
Yeah, not killing your right front. There you go.
Well, I can see when he pits, and I can short pit him if I wanted to.
7.
We feel really confident about the top 7
Yes, you could.
here on out, especially if they go to 77. Like
Brian Noel's going down pit road.
I think anyone from here on out in the top 7 that has not pitted.
So I either pit with him or short pit him,
this race without any issues, any concern. They're able to make it this far now.
which I'm sure he knows that too.
Let's see. He went down lap 49. You went down 50. Yeah.
Coming now this time. Yeah, no,
But he's so close right now. If he decided he was going to pit, you're not going to be able to do it that quickly.
good to go.
So you'd have to go one more.
Forbes for
Oh, that's the reason and difference in lap times. 1 lap will do what just happened.
Driver.
Now we're evened out.
Now we'll move over to Larry Yingling, who's going to be one of the last drivers to unlap himself. Cedric Hunter,
All
Brian.
right, Johnson, Hall, and Hicksonbaugh going down pit road right now.
They made it to 75.
Teammate, the Carolina Reaper teammates, going to be entering into their stop.
Yeah, but they lost a ton of time.
Bryson Hicksonbaugh.
Those are all guys that were in the back,
So much time on that
All
pit
right, man.
entry, a perfect
Halfway
pit
this
stop.
time,
which means they would have to give up the same amount of speed to go to the second half.
One another
Yep.
here as they turn into their pit box for themselves, but staying out for an extra lap. So it's going to be Cameron Sarton and Douglas Newbegin. They are 100% going to be good for the 7 and the 99.
definitely going to be good on those drivers. This is going to be a really neat strategy to try and piece together for these final 74 laps. 3 different strategies we had. We thought we were maybe only going to have one turn into
Newbegin and Sarton not part of the playoffs. Just the guy right in front of you, Ryan Kelly.
5:68 when other guys started coming in that middle of those 2 stops. So it's going to be really great to see how
Any threats behind me?
these guys seem
Let's see.
think they're going to do it.
Almost 2 seconds back to Ken Campbell.
But right now, these drivers are exiting pit road 32, 63.
Yeah, one
And
inside.
Brian P. Johnson, I think, beat them all out.
Brian B. Johnson
13's on new tires to your
All
inside.
clear, all clear.
pit stop,
You're
an
in third
extra
place.
second
You got
longer
one
in pit
inside.
road for Zach.
Diving in.
Bryson
All
Hicksonbaugh.
Clear
clear, all
low.
clear.
Road's going to be Cameron Sarton, Douglas Newbegin. We talked about him trying to play spoiler, still out on track. And for Douglas Newbegin, everyone else gridded up, took a pace lap around, took 2 base laps around.
All right, Leaders going down pit road.
Took the green. This
So this is going to move you up to P2, 32 down low.
allowed him to get to this point. Into the pit on lap 78, going to 79.
Clear low.
He went
Clear 32.
all drivers. He was probably hoping for a caution so he can go in and pit as the leader, because chances are everyone else would pit even with a couple laps on their tires, knowing they have those extra sets and how much the tire wear fell off, but it just did not work out for
We're
Denver.
already 30 laps into this run. How about that?
He was hoping for some luck there. But the battle up front, Ryan Kelly, Brian McCann, they're going to be our 2 leaders right now. But look who's in 3rd position. Ken Campbell, under 2 seconds. We've been talking about him. Definitely a driver to
63 hunting low, all the way down the line.
to the front as this race goes on.
Clear.
Incredible race that we are seeing here tonight as we are officially into the second half of tonight's venue. And
Ooh, that right rear.
fronts
That
close.
right rear is not happy.
For us on the move, we got to step away and take a quick commercial break as they continue to race back and forth. Ryan Kelly, Brian McCann, Ken Campbell, Nick Crawford, and Benjamin Milton.
Ken Campbell can see you guys, but he's still 1.6 behind.
More racing action here at
Ryan Kelly's in the wall.
3 tag the wall, stay low.
as we take our quick break here on Freaking Fast Broadcasting.
All
There
clear,
you
all
go.
clear.
Clear up. So you could definitely tell he's pushing more than he was earlier. Or that's the reason he fell back earlier, because he was doing the same thing.
Damn, Ken. Ken is catching us.
Well,
Outside.
1.4.
Still there. All clear, all clear.
I think Ron's burned him up here.
Yeah. No, just get into your groove. $15 laps to pit next time by.
Hey, this is Benjamin Nelson, your Season 7 WSSR Cup champion. I'd like to give a thanks to Roasted Jim's Coffee, Tropus Mac, all the admins at WSSR, Snowy Desert Racing,
Little loose.
and tunes in to the
Yeah, he don't like me being on his rear.
including my family and friends, co-workers as well.
Deleted, just get up.
And I am so honored to be-
If I somehow get in front of him, he's going to do the same thing to me.
Don't give him any favors.
All clear, all clear.
I've never been more proud to be a champion.
There you go. Tuck right underneath. Just watch your right front. I know, it's tempting.
How much should I undercut? It'd be nice to
I would
get
say
one
just stay
lap.
1 lane lower. Make them, make them still feel the pressure, but don't be right under him in case he does tag that wall and have to pull it to the left.
I'm talking about pit.
Oh,
Short
I mean,
pit.
if you want to come down 95,
Got one outside.
5 laps sooner, you can definitely do that.
Still there. All clear, all clear.
I think I got everybody
So
around me on the
that
long
would
run.
be. Yeah, I think so. $1.1 back to Ken Campbell. The 3 is definitely holding you up.
Got one outside.
He's pulling down to match you.
You're clear high.
Clear up.
high.
It's just so damn hard to pass. The pass is going to be in the pits. That's why I'm worried
Yeah,
about
it
the
is.
pits.
That was almost a big accident.
Pretty soon, y'all are going to be coming up on lap traffic. They're in the middle of 1 and 2 right now. He knows you're faster.
But see, I need to underpit them in case we're in that scenario of being a lap down and I'm get the lucky dog. I got to underpit him, I think. Short pit him.
All right.
So I'm going to stay where I'm at.
Okay. So
Soon
what,
as Ken-
5 more laps?
Yeah, hopefully Ken doesn't catch me by them. Because I don't think I can get around him. But Ken's going to be
Actually,
a
John
problem here.
Ford just passed Ken Campbell. He's 3/10 back.
Okay, John, whoever that car is behind me.
Just keep hitting your mark.
Yeah.
The leader just did a 24.306.
Well, you know, if you go high, you can protect the line. You haven't been able to pass the 3. He's not going to be able to pass you if you're up there also.
Well, John Forbes is the guy that's running the fuel strategy.
He was on pit road on lap 68, so he does have some newer tires. Absolutely.
Stay high. Clear
He's
low,
going
clear
75,
low.
75.
If you can, let him open the hole and you can take it on by.
He's going to win the race here, though.
He was lap 68,
He can make
but
it
he
to the
wasn't
end.
able to go to halfway,
68.
which means
Okay.
he's going to have to pit again too.
Okay, I got you. I thought he made it to 75. Never mind.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the WSSR Roasted Gems Cup Series on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Your Wednesday
Ken Campbell's going to be looking low
racing action. The start of the round of
That ain't
on your
Ken.
left rear.
race 1 of 2 here in Iowa for the
Stay
Iowa.
Or the 70, no, you're right. That's the
Clear low,
77
clear
disregard.
low.
Pitted in
That means
All
good
right,
there
Brian,
for a
so what are you
second.
thinking next time by?
out of training
Sorry about that.
for it.
No, you're good.
With that in-between pit stop now allows
Is everything ready?
to the top position with fresh
Yeah, everything is ready.
over 20 lap pressure tires, and John Forbes is just going to pull away with that advantage, a massive one for himself. But there are so many different calls of who could be having the win. Is it the one stop? Is it the in-betweeners? Or will it be someone that
Stay
aimed
high,
for
clear the
the
car on
one
the
stop
low side.
here this evening? A lot of different
Behind this 99, you got a
All
gap to
clear,
get
all
low.
clear.
We're about to be seeing the drivers that are aiming for the 2-stop to hit pit road here in the next 6 tour.
I don't know if I want to do it this time.
And one of those that we're going to be watching out for is going to be Ryan Kelly.
It's ready for you whenever you are.
Garrett Larry
All right.
Engling in that questionable spot for the 67, who dominated the first 70 laps of this race. But Justin, it's honestly wide open. There is no clear-cut picture with coming up to 55 laps to go on who's the winner or who's going to be the loser.
Definitely not a clear-cut picture at all. I can't figure it out. I'm trying to run math in my head, but I don't know. Larry England pitted at lap 68. He gave up the lead at the time. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it. And then John Forbes pitted the 1 lap before.
Way to be aggressive.
Our leader right now. I can't see him making it if Larry England doesn't. But one thing that you do notice, Sam, John Forbes, he pulled away from Larry England a lot. And they pitted together. I know it was 1 lap different, but maybe Larry Engling's posted into the corner a little bit more. Maybe John Forbes felt like he wasn't going to make it regardless of what he did. So he decided to pit and get those tires out and get the lead. But Larry England, he's 1.5.
Good job, sir.
Back. Maybe he's just trying to conserve that little bit.
Nick Crawford came with you.
Extra lap going in a lap.
Perfect
later,
wear
John
again.
Forbes. But still,
I got him on that long run.
making it that far, they would have to go 80 laps on fuel.
Yeah.
We thought maybe 73 to 74
Let it
was
go.
the max.
All right, come. Don't speed.
More drivers coming to pit road. Nick Crawford has just entered pit road. The lap prior was Brian McCann, Shane Tarian making their stops.
All right, come on. Watch the blend line.
Pit stop being 5 laps
You got
down and
2 coming up your outside. You're clear up, and if you want it right now,
here until around lap 105. We're going to
there you go. You're clear.
coming into pit road, getting their service done. And for John Forbes, as well as Larry Yingling, they're in that interesting spot because we have a feeling that they're not going to be able to have enough fuel to make it to the end of this race. They've got that window where they've got the decision, hey, do we want to pit now or a little bit later? So we have the options of just not giving up as much time to the other drivers that went with the 2-stop strategy.
It's going to be really
Where'd Ryan Kelly go in at?
looks out.
Is he still out?
Like you mentioned, so if the 3 car does pit here at lap 100,
Ryan, nope, he's still out.
why?
He just fell back to P3.
Likely big leader on that 2-stop strategy with 2 fresh tires. But it took him right until about lap 96, 97. So if that works out again, it would be about lap 147 that potentially John Forbes would be getting around him if they went on that strategy. This is going to be so fun to watch. I mean, everyone's gotten so close on their strategies, but I can't wait to see how this is all going to play out.
As your current top 5, John Forbes, Larry Yingling, Ryan Kelly, Anthony Gaudio, and Ken Campbell as into pit road. Actually going to be Ken Campbell into pit road for himself, as well as seeing Benjamin Nelson, Christopher Norris.
And Campbell, 3 wide. Back double wide, 1 outside.
Here as just popped up the graphic at the wrong time, but these drivers getting on top.
Clear up.
You're seeing the 8, Brad McCann, fresh tires, trying to go 3 wide.
All right, 3 wide. You're on the bottom.
We'll dive to the inside lane. Now going to be setting up pit by Cody Reed and
28 outside. Clear all the way up now. Good job. time.
allow you to make these heroic moves of trying to force it 3 wide.
Brian McCann, that superhero out there on the fresh tires, just flying around 28 to 52. All that grip, able to power down, come out of the corner, no problem. Gonna fly around those drivers, get no problems getting around them, carrying all that speed. He's gonna try and...
Am I the first car on 1 lap down?
No, sir. I was actually just looking at that. You were 4th.
But right now,
Damn.
Forbes has a huge 7-second lead over second place Anthony Gaudio. But
Sorry,
Yep.
different strategy.
You got Noel, Newbigging, and Yingling.
here. 50,
No.
under 50 laps to go now, Sam.
Under 50 laps to go.
Well, that ain't too bad.
For that 8 machine, he just passed the drivers that he's most likely going to have
Could be worse.
again be Brian P. Johnson, who stretched out the fuel to that around the
Sitting P13.
for that 8
Cody Reed just went down pit road.
track one more time again to catch up to that.
That's going to make it 3rd.
We already know John Forbes, Anthony Gaudio are top 2 drivers. They will not be able to make it to the end of this race. They feel it too soon to make it to the end. Brian P. Johnson looks to be good on fuel. Then as well, the 5th place runner, Bryson Hixenbaugh and Zach Hall in 6th.
Both you and Crawford are faster than Newbigging.
Comfortable can make it to the end. The rest of the field, they're trying to run down and chase those drivers currently.
You are now the 2nd car 1 lap down.
Early in this broadcast, we mentioned how far back he wasn't what we were expecting out of that machine.
Newbigging
Who's the
7
next one?
seconds ahead.
So all that time he gained 7. Damn, he really hit pit road and figured out something, and it was really impressive how much time he gained. And now he might be the driver sitting in the catbird on that strategy.
Let's see, he was last on pit road lap 78.
Johnson
So
between those drivers, 2.3 seconds after.
he's going to try.
We're seeing drivers that are on the 2-stop strategy, able to blast their way on by, still needing to hit pit road
He's going to have to give up a whole bunch of time.
here shortly.
Yeah, you're already less than 7 seconds ahead, so he's having to check up quite a bit.
He's coming to pit road and get service done. Brian Noel going to be another driver to watch out for. John Forbes, Anthony Gaudio. Those are going to be main drivers to circle and watch out when they need to hit pit road. Or is there a big enough...
Yeah, down to 6.3,
Gaudio somehow have found a way to save
6.2. Yeah, you're
Still there.
fuel.
running them down.
It's so early, it was going to be about 80 to 83 laps they
6 flat.
save to make it to the end of this race, and that just seemed to be way too much time in lappage that you're trying to save for these drivers, but it's
Last 5 laps, you were 7 tenths, 7 tenths, 6 tenths, 7 tenths, and 7 tenths. So you're running them down pretty
Leader
quick.
is sitting down.
With all these corners come up, I mean, and the track is slowed down so much, if you're able to just clutch, get in the corner
Down to 5 seconds.
a little bit and get the car to rotate and turn, I mean, you really definitely can't save fuel at this track. And John Forbes has hit pit road though, so he's not going to risk it anymore. He's
Gaudio's going down pit road now.
going to risk it. He's going to, Anthony Gaudio as well, going to hit pit road. It's going to turn this lead over to Brian.
So is Forbes,
and Brad P. Johnson, the first of all the drivers,
Brian Hunter leading.
the 1-stop.
Brian Johnson, excuse me.
So far, the gap between
man, caution
our
is
leader,
out. Caution
Brad P.
is out.
Johnson,
Line up
back to
single
Brian
file.
McCann.
Caution's out.
Past the 8 car,
18.3
exit
seconds is the
22
difference with 40 laps.
You are back on the lead lap, though.
Out on track, and it takes away the 1-stop strategy. Yellow flag is out, and in an instant,
Bad thing is,
Oh,
it's going
boy.
to punch us up. It was looking safe right
hauling.
there.
It's the 24
Wow, that changes
car.
everything.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, John,
I like safe.
road, I'm not sure if he's able to make it out. He's showing one lap.
This right here is going to be a battle.
Changes everything for him right there. But Brian P. Johnson, Bryson Hixenbaugh, Zach Hall, those 3 drivers are going to be in the top 3. Cedric Hunter in the top 4.
Interesting thing is,
It's all going to work out for
everybody in front of you was on pit road between lap 56
less than 40 laps to go.
and 78.
man,
So everybody in front of you is going down pit road.
contact, as well as Joshua Corner, and it looks to be the 7 and Douglas Newbigging making contact with one another. And it was on the entry of turn 1. Watching here, the 25 is going to go into the corner. The 6 backs off dramatically and make contact there. Brad Dell's going to run into the 25. It's Corner that gives the massive collision, but they were just sideways enough that contact's going to get those drivers. Getting me a yellow flag, and that changes this whole dynamic of where drivers are going to be placed.
Hey, Brandon, how's it going?
Hard collision there by the 22.
Bunch of right side tires only.
massive damage there. But it
Interesting.
changes everything like you mentioned. It shuffles up this
All right,
running order.
that's it. Go.
It
All right,
really
come.
Big playoff.
74 is going to be outside. Don't speed.
Wow.
There you go. You're good.
I mean, it looks like Ryan Kelly and Larry Ewing, those
All right,
both, John Forbes now there.
watch the blend line again.
Maybe they didn't get a lap down. They were on pit road when a caution.
Oh, why didn't it just stay green?
Through this here and figured it all out. But they're going to actually have fresh tires.
Yeah, that would have been good if it did.
That's what I'm thinking.
All right, it's going to put you back to P12.
Larry England going to be the front runners.
Chris Norris just went back down pit road, so that's going to give you a spot.
10-lap old tires. Larry England is on 9-lap old tires. John Forbes just entered pit road at the time of the yellow. He will be good. Christopher Norris is going to be entering pit road to get service done. He was on 11-lap old tires, didn't want to stay out. And so our top 3 going to be on slightly older tires, but it's really our front 2 on the oldest tires. Here's what our race report looks like so far. We just had our first caution of the day, coming up to 40 laps to go. Now going to be less than 40, and the drama mounts up. And with our first caution coming out this late, you got a feeling with it being a short track.
Ron Kelly got the best out of it.
Cautions. The initial start of this race, everyone was on top of.
Yeah, he did.
Wait, no, he didn't pit.
He was on pit road when the yellow came out.
Not enough time that you can just wait and be patient. You have to be
It
aggressive.
says 102.
Under 40 to go, these drivers are definitely going to be aggressive. It could be where we see multiple
10 laps ago.
come out over the final 40 laps. But Sam, they got.
I mean, he's on fresh tires, but
pit road if we get
7 laps off of us.
trying to get any positions they can. But will Zach Hall
Or maybe they said
damage
Brian
those 2 under these
Johnson.
and maybe give up track
Yeah,
position?
yeah.
I can't see him.
Hey, Derek. Yeah, no, we was looking pretty good there until the caution came out.
It might be something that he thinks about.
Now I got to start 11th with
At least a second in pit
a bunch of people who want to win.
corner has decided to call it at
That's
night for the 22. Drivers that are
Yeah.
going to be taking the wave around. Anthony Gaudio, the 52
Well,
of Cody.
We'll get you up to the high side and make some hay.
For Wade, as well as Chris Stitz is going to be going to the end of the line, so not going to get the wave around for the 17. And James Kaufman will also be aiming for the wave around. Your top 5 currently, it's Ryan Kelly, Larry Ewing.
This is the playoffs, Derek.
I
gotta get-
field. John Forbes going to be in
I got to get to the championship race for
fourth.
start winning.
5th, we find Bryson Hickson getting ready for this restart. It's going to be critical for these drivers to get a good launch, but I mean, the 2 drivers that we know were the favorites, Larry Yingling and also Benjamin Nelson. Nelson's back in 16th, Yingling's up in 2nd, but Yingling's on the back foot, being on those older tires.
All right, man, we're
Definitely don't
going
want to be
green
on
next
older
time.
tires.
All right, man, line
I'm
up on
really
the
surprised. I
inside
guess
row.
they really had no option, though. Maybe trying to get back that
It's
track.
going to be a tall order from 11th.
But Ryan Kelly, Larry Ewing going to be restarting this race.
As the drivers, those that are getting the wave around, get to pull away. Some going to be able to line up where they want to be. And if you'd like to get your
All
moment
right, Mr.
captured,
Dell, this is
like
your
some of
last
these
chance.
drivers, maybe we're hoping
Any
for
last
that
words?
yellow
All right, you got
.com and
4 guys besides yourself
show off
inside the
cherish. That's what your
top 11 that are
is a
up in the point standings.
plate that you get to select with your own.
How many did you say, 4?
Yeah, 4.
Your wall smack is you can place it on the wall, or you can get
Get
yourself a
ready.
stand to place it on your desk or on a shelf. Wall smack is
All right, 3 cars of leaders on the bottom line, 67's outside.
got some of their favorite wins.
Pace car is going to go ahead and pull off.
With the wall smack, or you could get your
Ready?
logo
Go, go, go.
Green.
things. And when purchasing your wall,
He stabbed it early.
Leader
code
did a
WSSR SMAC for 10% off, as well as any other purchases at
Clear up.
SMAC. Green flag is out, and we are back to green flag racing. Ryan Kelly gets the jump. Larry Yingling's going to be trapped back in 2nd, but will he fall even further than that as the field gets back to racing off a 2?
Ryan Kelly got the
Clear
jump.
low.
Not sure if everyone else
Holy loose.
green away. Ryan
Wow.
just decided to floor it.
I will.
Yep.
I ice track that whole
Hold on,
thing.
Will he be able to hold off the 11 who's got those tires and is already under the 67 here?
Caution's out.
Line
The
up
rest of the
single
field,
file.
too,
Pit road is
with new
closed.
tires coming.
Ben Nelson and Brad Delph crashed.
Over these final 3 laps.
So that means
That's-
the points leader just wrecked.
This one,
Yeah.
well, let's
That's last season champ.
point in the wrong direction.
Let's see what happens here.
And no surprise, you got fast drivers and slower drivers, different braking zones in the back half of the field, and the caution gonna be putting us down to
He was on the outside. 17 was to his in.
started. Looks to be a pretty nasty pile up. We're gonna take a lap around, see what
I got to be careful on that first lap.
feeling
I almost dumped it.
through the mess of lap traffic.
Yeah.
Again, starting
Yeah, a little loose.
16th position. He's got the 6 of Brad
Pit road
Delph,
is
and
now
Delph
open.
had such an early stopping zone. That's what
I got the bright idea. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do what Derek's telling me here.
way earlier than some of these other drivers are thinking about.
Get the
it.
first on the first lap.
Troublesome spot for the 6 and the 79.
79 went into the corner deeper than the car in front, tagged him, sent them up on the
Stuck up there on the wall.
safer barrier, and got just a little bit of contact. Not too bad, I think, on him.
Tremendous impact on the 6 machine. Definitely going to be some damage that he's going to need to get fixed along with the 79. But wow, another caution we talked
The
about.
79 just ran all over.
All right,
that
so you
guy.
made up one spot, which means you're going to restart on the outside.
30 when we get to this restart.
Car 17.
These guys that took
Got
the wave
lucky
around,
dog.
they're
Let 'em
definitely going to
by
go in
the
and get
outside.
tires for sure. That's their chance to get 4 fresh tires.
Is that the plan?
17.
2 or 3,
Car by.
lap 2 or 3.
Get to see again on this replay, just a big incident there. The 6 up into the fence, just riding through the wall, tearing up the car, heavy damage.
And with that, Brad Delph, Benjamin Nelson, they'll go to the end of the line and reset for this next restart and get some damage repair. Up front, though, Ryan Kelly felt comfortable there. Yingling able to hold on for second. I think that's a big thing for the 67. The time of that yellow enabled Larry to keep that spot.
At least 16 cars, 17 cars on the lead lap.
Going to happen at any
So
the 11 machine was going to move up to second, and
Ben Nelson, he's going to be way back there.
but instead they'll
So who's the fourth one? Because it's Kelly, Johnson, Hall. Who's the fourth driver in front of me?
Field pitted a lap later than everyone else. He's
Let me see.
and Meyer back at 15th. Got a lot of work to do.
Kelly, Johnson, Hall.
His moment before he's got to tackle and go forward. And also right in front of him, Ken Campbell.
Nick Crawford fell back. He's the one that you passed. He's in P12 now.
This race. Now he's also
Also, there's only 3 in front of me?
He was one of the
Yeah,
drivers on
Derek, I was looking at the forecast.
had kind of just bit him the way the caution came out. He was on his second pit stop. Other guys didn't. Unfortunately, just did not work out for him. But we know he has speed.
Yeah, Derek, I made a change
Up there,
way
that's
before
Can he pass all
even
these
though it
cars
was going to
in
be
the final
wet.
30 laps?
and
freed up.
see Norris just do. You don't do that in real life out in the real world. Virtually, he's having fun. But hey, Norris, we caught you texting and driving. And I know Robert, our producer for these races, he's happy to capture Norris getting caught with the texting and driving. They're under pacing, so Norris,
I got to get new rain tires too.
hey Norris, hopefully you're enjoying your race.
Got a rain suit coming in. I'm going to be official.
But Ryan Kelly, Larry Yingling, they're going to be having that restart up front. And Justin, certainly
For a minute there, it sounded like you were about to say, I want to be fish.
crucial timing. We're gonna have less than 30 laps to go when we go green again.
Pit road is closed.
We're expecting probably another caution or so because
Nah, I've never run those tires, Derek.
we're going to be seeing from each driver out there.
Definitely, potentially another caution. That would then start making us think, what will these drivers are
Gonna have to change the gear ratio too, ain't we?
position? But if we go 15 or 20 laps, would anyone risk giving up?
There's going to be a lot of 56s and 55s
It's
maybe.
so hard to do though, Sam. Imagine being Ryan Kelly, Larry Yingling, John Forbes, giving up track position, giving up the first position to maybe fall back into 5th or 6th if other guys stay out. Not sure what we would do in that scenario, but we'll see what
I would ask you if it changes throughout the run any, but hell, you were consistent down to the hundreds every lap, looked like.
That's when the pace car lights go off. Right now, Ryan Kelly going to be the lead driver again, dealing with slightly older tires than what the rest of the field's doing. John Forbes perfectly
Damn, Derek.
Nelson fell back to 20th.
yellow flag coming out, and he was able to get into pit road, keep track position
You were on it, wasn't you?
front
All
for
right,
this
man, we're going green
restart.
next
But
time.
Bryson
Bye.
Hickson
All
ball.
right, man. Line up on the outside
Also
road now.
seeing Brian Johnson in 4th. Those drivers really have got a curious idea. How are they going to run on this restart? Also, the rest of the field.
So with only 3 guys in front of me, as long as I don't
Leader again stayed on the inside.
Brian
like screw up here, then
7 and 9th place, up 11 spots. He's open for more positions to be grabbed. Him our biggest mover up
You're right back where you qualified.
on the drivers.
I'm technically sitting in a pretty good spot right here.
Still dealing with that damage on the front right for himself. But here we go. Justin, this restart, this could be a crucial one of who can gain the most positions from where they're at right now.
Yeah, Derek, no problem. Thanks for the info.
gain the most points, like you mentioned.
ready.
Every
I need everything I can get.
really does. We're not just saying that. We talked about it at the top of the line. 3-way tiebreaker. All the points.
All right, Brian, get ready.
Positions matter.
All right, man.
Pace cars off.
Pace
Especially in
cars
this first race, Sam. We want to go into next week having a little
Ready,
bit
go.
of
Go, go,
green
go.
flag.
They're getting ready to go back to restarting here, so I'm expecting these drivers to be fanned out middle lane.
He's very early on that restart.
Here we go. Brian Kelly takes off the cannon like he's been doing.
9 low.
Even this one.
74 behind you. Tag the wall just a little bit.
Second place, John Forbes, Larry England will continue to fight back and forth as they go down to turn number 3.
9 still low.
Still roars.
You got the momentum.
So the battle.
77 inside. Great run.
Those older tires, the whole entire gap he just built up is done and dusted. It's down to 2/10 now between first and second place.
Larry,
Stay high. 77 still inside.
around Larry.
And down the left rear.
Slide back into third, and he's going to get actual pressure.
Back to his door. 74. Maybe try and think about 3 wide.
Heated up yet. Not at optimal temperature for the grip on his track. Not able to get around Larry, and he's going to have to try to get.
77 still there.
He's going to have to first fend off the guys behind him as they all trying to get positions.
Trying to set up for these passes at Bryson Hixenbaugh, trying to make them.
Way to pinch the 77 down.
Just stalling out every
You're still good. 77 inside.
To move up and do a blocking maneuver and go for the true.
Where's the grip
He's got
at?
nothing for you, Brian.
Ryan Kelly working that outside wall lane and it to perfection at this moment. I mean, Justin, we got to talk about that outside row.
There you go. Clear inside.
Utilize this is
All right, P9.
the line for Ryan Kelly to hold off the rest of the field at this moment.
The 3 machine of Ryan Kelly is loving exactly what he sees. He's got the 67 behind him on old tires, blocking the 11 on the outside, and then the 6
Cameron Sarton's right in front of you.
keep preventing the 11 from getting down there and trying to get around him. So right now, Ryan Kelly's doing everything he can, trying to save tires.
Cedric Hunter, 8th in points, is in front of him.
A battle between a 63 and 11 or 28 get behind him. At least he has a chance to fend them off on the outside. But
74 absolutely threw it in there.
to go such a long time to still fight these guys all off on those older tires, but we know he can do it if anyone else can. He definitely could.
But they're starting to slow down on the outside. They're starting to have some checkups, and that's allowing Bryson Hixenbaugh to work this inside groove. He's just slowly, each corner, eating away at the battles. And Brian P. Johnson's recognizing that this is working for Bryson Hixenbaugh. He's now going to be.
74 trying big slide job, still not clear. You
I
are
thought he was
clear.
gonna do me dirty there. That was scary.
Nose ahead to Bryson Hixenbaugh as they cross the line. Ryan Kelly will
Yep.
lap, but it just looks like it's all the 63.
All right, they are side by side for the lead.
Not sure how much longer he's going to be able to hold off the 63 down there. How will these old tires perform? But they're answering a question. They're answering a match. He's able to hold the 63 on the outside still. Got to be able to get to his outside on this corner and still keep the 63 pinched down. He's able to do it. But for how long? 21 laps to go. Still able to stay on the outside. The 63 is going to cut it all the way to the bottom, though. It looks like he's going to have some room to slide up there. He's going to be able to do it in front of the 3. Now the question is, will anyone else get around the 3 and be able to battle Bryson Hixenbaugh for this win?
Bryson Hixenbaugh finally able to clear himself away from Ryan Kelly. John Forbes going to be trying to force the issue to go 3 wide with a slight wiggle for the 11. He'll slot back in line on the outside. Instead, it will be seeing the 28 of Brian Johnson continuing to try to slowly work its way forward. And the inside row looks to be the only spot to make these moves, but you have to be willing to take about 8 laps to try to make these passes. And no, you're slowly moving forward. I know you would hope for these passes to be immediate, but it's a long, grueling grind to get to where Bryson Hixenbaugh is up front and trying to pull away.
9 cars behind is going to have a run inside. He had a little bit more momentum off the high side.
As he's lap 6 away, the 28, if he does get around the 3 and the 67, will he have
No gap for him.
63's bumper to even make a move?
You're there.
Go around him somewhere. That's going to be the biggest problem, but he can't do it until he gets around the 67 and 3. He's not able to do it. As you see the 67, Larry England powered back down on the outside, going down in here.
It's clear. Slide job.
Outside of 1 and 2 sucks.
Needs to see the 28 start moving forward. Cedric Hunter also recognizing the outside lane really isn't moving anywhere, but willing to wait and be patient to see which lane has the better move. Ryan Kelly goes up to the outside wall, trying to utilize any type of magic to find some extra speed to hold off the rest of the field. Again, the 3 and the 67
74 right rear.
tires than the rest of the field, and they are
There you go.
at the moment, but they're able to defend.
74 with you, 9 outside.
Lap ticks away. This is perfect for Bryson Hixenbaugh, but the patience levels start deflating quickly. John Forbes in the 11 on the outside. He's been trapped there since the race.
Again, 9 outside. Clear up, clear up.
He really
Not clear.
He's been stuck
Yeah, too much momentum.
on the outside, and you got to start wondering how long before contact starts getting made as these drivers now get closer and closer together. the drivers on older tires.
I gave him that spot. That sucks.
Line a little bit as they're
Still
I
there.
thought I could do something on that bottom.
fresher
All
tires.
clear, all clear.
Is this going to
Got
lead
one
to a
outside.
potential caution or a
Stay low.
late race restart as these guys are all so close
Clear
to
up.
each other right now?
You're clear
But
high,
up front,
clear high.
Brixton Hicksbot, he just keeps continuing to check it out. He looks like he might be our driver who's going to take this win tonight. He's not in the playoffs, so he's not going to. Oh, to see these drivers get so close, Sam.
So close. And
Coming to 14 to go.
moment to split up this group is going to be Johnson. He'll split and move. Larry Yingling going back, allowing his teammate now to move to the outside. John Forbes not finding a spot. Zach Hall blocking the 11 from going down low. They're just going back and forth and being a wall is the Carolina Reapers team as they continue to block and defend. Forbes not able to find the
Might be seeing it here, a wreck here.
14, about to be 13 laps to go. And Brian Kelly working the outside lane.
Yeah, they're trying.
3 wide to stack 3 wide for second, and it's going to be seeing Zach Hall stuck on the inside row. Johnson just cannot get by Kelly.
Can't get by him, and that means
All
that
right, man,
Bryson
caution it
Hicksbot
out.
just
Caution's out.
the power
Line up,
away.
single file.
He's got to
Brian
remember
Noel crashed.
lead on these drivers.
Give me rights only.
Johnson, if he's going to try and get up there and win this race, his caution does come out.
And
Changes
that will
everything.
reset
Set for it.
them with going to be less than 10 laps to go, and trouble arises for the 77 of Brian Noel.
No fuel.
Himself
No fuel.
Oh no, he was our biggest mover too. Not going to get that award now. But this incident,
All right.
we're going to find out really shortly what happened. Looks like he's going to get into this corner, and
But I don't know. They may not pit here. If they don't pit, I'm not going to pit.
it might be the next.
Because that
corner, I believe.
Kelly, he's still in second.
Happens.
But we got quite a few laps here, so
Okay.
we're just going to do whatever they do.
All right, if you decide to pit, you're set.
the corner, and then just
We got to watch the playoff
All right.
guys.
we've not seen that type of
Kelly Johnson.
just
They're all pitting.
looped it around right in front of James Kaufman, and that will bring out a late yellow here for the 77.
He definitely was having some issues there.
All right, max speed on pit road. Don't speed though.
Like you mentioned, but these drivers pit stops. Ryan Kelly's coming in. Looks like Zach Hall's going to come in and get tires. Some guys are going to stay out. This changes everything, Sam. Will these tires prevail? I don't know.
And trying to see who will
3,
have the better
2,
advantage, how many
1.
drivers will stay
Right here.
out. And with Bryson Hickson, Bob, Ryan P. Johnson, John Forbes, Shane Tarian, Nick Crawford, Ryan Kelly. Kelly does not actually. Kelly comes into pit road, but it's
All right, that's it.
Christopher
Go.
Come.
Fonseca staying out.
Don't speed.
7 drivers risking that they've got enough rubber
Just a
to
heads
hold
up,
off
you know
those that
that
are
you
coming
only have
in
one set of
for the 4
broadcast
tires and
cars
fuel.
remaining. Line up single file.
And they're going to have about 20 to 25 laps on their tires. But starting that far back, could Ryan Kelly get up there? It's going to be really close. I mean, he probably felt like he had to make that decision, get in there and get those tires. But
99's on the left, so hopefully we're good there.
Maybe hold off to 63. He could have had
All right, that gave you 2 spots.
race, but now he's going to have to do it from the 4th row potentially here.
Damn, Nelson got back up to 10th.
Taking even a bigger gamble in pit row. 2-tire call for 4 to 5 drivers. Zach Hall going to be the first driver out, taking 2. Brian McCann going to be taking 2 tires. Benjamin Nelson going to
We
be
have
up to
10
a
to go
10th
this time,
place
bye.
with 2 tires. And Anthony Gaudio in 12th, taking 2 tires for himself. Ryan Kelly going to be the first driver that took 4. He'll be in 11th, splitting Nelson and Gaudio. Then Larry Yingling falls all the way down to 13th position, taking 4 tires and fuel, and the rest of the field that's behind the 13th place, taking those 4 tires. Gutsy call, but hey, this is playoff racing action, Justin. If you're gonna get yourself in a victory lane or get massive points, these are the strategies that you've got to go for.
Sometimes you have to take a gamble and hope that it pays off. Some of these guys did what they needed to do. They're confident. They made their decisions. They got to stick with it. They got to trust their mindset. If not, you can't ever second guess yourself, especially not when you're racing here in the playoffs. You got to be able to go in with your strategy and roll with it. But up front, the 63 to 28, they're going to be the ones re-racking here on the front row. I just don't. I'm not sure, Sam. I don't know if those guys.
All right, so everybody in front of you, except for Zach Hall, was last on pit road on lap 118 or earlier.
So it's going to be 8 to go. When we
How many playoff drivers?
And
Let's take a look.
drivers that are up front. Yeah, it's front 7.
Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5.
But they're about 30 lap-old tires for some, 25 lap-old tires for others.
Yeah.
It is gonna be
Johnson,
tough.
Therian, Crawford,
Just got fresh tires because
Hall,
of the fact that
and you, unless I'm missing one.
3 different groups.
I just wasn't sure about Hicks and Baugh.
you're going to need a massive wall to hold back those that just got fresh rubber. You're going to need everyone to coordinate that's trying to make passes
no.
front to battle for the lead, and as well hold back those that are behind that have that fresh rubber that are going to be flying forward.
I also think the biggest obstacle is going to be is if we go one lap and get another caution, and all of a sudden we're going to have about 3, maybe 4 laps to go. Just going to eat that up. If it stays green, maybe they have a chance. It's going to be really fun. I can't wait to see these pace lights are going to go out this time by. We're going to get the restart. It's 63, jump to the outside. He does not want to even give Brian P. Johnson a chance to hang on his outside.
And we've seen the outside lane be the better at protecting your position, but I don't even know if the outside's going to be good enough to defend those that just got fresh rubber. Yeah, the drivers that just got tires going to be in that 4th row where we find ourselves with Ollie Fonseca and Zach Hall. Zach Hall's going to be the driver with the freshest of tires. Ollie's going to be the first driver on old tires. Everyone from row 5 on back waiting for their chance. Do you bounce to the outside, go to the inside? There's going to be some windows of opportunity, but will there be a quick yellow that changes up?
Our leaders on the outside.
Time, do we get another chance in regulation? Let's find out as the field gets set.
Pace cars off, get ready.
Who's winning the first
ready?
race of the round of 11?
Go, go, go.
Oh, this round is already showing it's going to be a fun one to watch as the Iowa 150 is back underway. A little bit of a checkup on the outside, but Bryson Hicksonbaugh gets the better launch. Zach Hall trying to already move to the outside groove as the 63.
You are clear up, sir.
What else? Scattering.
29 now outside.
Where you can go with the fresh rubber is Shane Terry.
13-3 behind you. 3 on your right rear. You checked up. You're clear up.
Gonna try and use that outside line and gain all the momentum on the 63, but coming to 7 laps, 6 laps.
3 low, 15 high. You're in the middle.
Those drivers get back up there. Brian B. Johnson under attack. Also, the 11 now up to 3rd.
Just the 15 outside now.
Those 2 tires trying to make it through the middle groove.
Zach Hall, winner from last week, trying to make the moves.
Oh, 4 wide. 2nd on the bottom.
The 79 also on the 2 tires.
Back 4 wide again. 24 outside, followed by the 78 and the 7.
Into the outside groove, slight contact. Hall holds on, but they're going to
hold your line. 3 wide. 3 and 17 outside.
Hall needs to make this pass cleanly.
I'm getting
Still 3.
Hicksonbaugh ahead, but Benjamin Nelson's going to be the hot.
Getting swallowed up here, bud. Yep, 24 outside now. 38, back double wide now. Make that 3. 17 up by the wall. 3 with you.
What is going to happen between those 2 when they get to this leader?
24, 17 outside. Now just back double wide. 17's up by the wall. 24 behind you.
30 laps.
Stay low. 24 now outside.
It's just a wave of
just the 17 up by the wall.
All poking their nose on where
still up by the wall. They are 3 by 3 in front of you.
For the lead.
17 up on the wall.
Hicksonbaugh, 3 laps to go here tonight.
3's going to try to dive. 3 wide. You're in the middle.
Shane Terry is falling.
Hold your line. 17 up on the wall. 3 down low.
Deeper in the field.
Still there. 17 up on the wall. Clear low.
Outside wall coming off turn 2. Now it's going to get a chance for
13 with you. Still 3.
Damn. He's going to drive it down to the bottom. We're going to come to 2 to go. Nelson's going to stay up high. He's going to pull right underneath to 6.
74 low. 4 wide. 9 up by the wall.
Go.
9 now, just the 9 up by the wall.
Is he going to be able to clear him, come out of the corner?
9 outside.
63 is going to hang on his outside as they power down the back straightaway.
You are clear up, sir.
Straight away.
Now you got the 11 outside.
Zach Hall, though, with the nose where he's at, able to take the lead. Nelson ripping the top.
White flag, 9 outside. Now the 11.
Make it now the white flag.
Just the 11. Just the 11.
150.
You've got the run. You are clear.
Zach Hall's got to be moving up. Defend that 79's run that he's going to be having off the exit of the corner. Benjamin Nelson throwing it down. Hall stays high.
Great bit of driving, sir. P8. Congratulations. Hell yeah, dude. You were getting gobbled up there for a while.
Contact, but Nelson.
1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 in front of me. Still not too bad.
Our 2 drivers that made contact.
Nelson, how the hell did he do that?
No, that could have been a whole lot worse.
All he could, but the 70.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
I have no idea.
Bryson Hicksonbaugh
4.
not able to hold these guys off with these fresh tires, but what a finish. Zach Hall, he went for the block on the inside, but no, the 79 was able to go even further down into turn 3.
Zach is.
Yeah, I could never get up to the top.
If he didn't have that front
And
damage that
I was either in the middle or the bottom, just stuck.
Came up and hit him. Hall gave it all that he had, and then said, "You know what? We're wrecking you."
What a race at the end there! Holy crap!
The line, not going to be able to do so. But Nelson takes the win. Our season 7 champ has a chance to go back to back.
Wow, what a finish. These drivers, we weren't sure if they were going to do it. Sam, you were more confident than I was. They drove to the front. They got around to 63. I really thought he was going to be able to hold them off, but no. As you see the 79, use all that fresh rubber up and just burn it down on the front straightaway.
I could have maybe snuck up and got in front of that 29 there.
Were able to take 2 tires. Majority of them kept their position.
They're almost wrecked.
It was a fabulous finish for us, though, up in the booth.
When I saw this right here, I was like, oh, here we go. Here's 4.
Benjamin Nelson, Zach Hall, and Bryson Hicksonbaugh right after this.
Everybody who did good went on the outside, started on the outside, and went on the outside. So really that outside start position was king there. Because all the slow guys went low.
It was.
And then all the fast guys got that clear top lane. 4 wide. Kelly was in the same boat I was.
But losing, I mean, you were just hemorrhaging positions. For you to bring it on back to 8th, pretty damn good.
Yeah, I mean, we went green there with 4 in front of us and still finished with 4 in front of us. So overall, I think I gained positions there. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Johnson lost. I know he lost points. He was pretty high up. Shane Therian beat him. So yeah, we'll take it.
Absolutely. Let's see. Ben Nelson, he was the points leader. Zach Hall came in P2. He was 4th in points. Hicksonbaugh was not. Gaudio was not. Ken Campbell. He's tied for 8th in points. New Beginning not, and Ryan Kelly is. So, yeah, not too shabby.
Get into that championship 6. That's all I need to do.
That's right. That was a hell of a race to the end.
Yeah, that lead for
3 and 4 wide.
The fight for the lead was also good to watch. That last lap here, I was watching it on my other screen. Let's go here. This is the last lap here. So Nelson just rides the wall almost in 1 and 2. Gets a big run on him and then dives. Shoots right up the track.
He did.
Oh, and they hit going across the line.
Oh, 32. Oh, wow. 32 got loose. He tried.
Let's go back and watch that from Nelson's.
As we have an incredible race to the end. New tires versus old, and it was the 2 that took 2 tires at the last caution.
All right, man.
And it was a blast to watch.
Thank you again for
Zach Hall giving us
spotting for me there.
The end, and it's going to be the 79 of Benjamin Nelson taking the victory.
You're very, very welcome. 3 more races this season. I believe I'll see you at Legacy Kentucky next week. So I'll see you then.
Victory is.
All right, man. Have a good one.
How are you feeling after that one?
Bye, Derek.
Basically mixed emotions.
Bye, everybody else that
I'm
stuck
really
around and
happy about the
watched.
win.
Thank you.
Definitely
Have a
did
good
not
one.
expect that after all that happened in the race.